This is Erika Belvin, and you're listening to Her Digital Empire. Now I'm just waiting on you to accept. Can you see? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, let me just make my volume go up a little bit. Okay, awesome. I'm just waving to everybody that's jumping on. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so happy you can make it on so last minute.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad I was able to myself. I was kind of got the message last minute. I was like, well, I gotta get on.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Let me get started. This is going to be repurposed into a podcast for Her Digital Empire, which is on, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music. So I'm going to go ahead and do my intro really quick. I'm going to do an intro for you and talk about you, and then we'll just get started. It's super easy. I'm just going to ask you some questions, and then if people jump in and ask me questions, I'll write them down here too, just so that I can get those as well for them. Let me grab my pen really quick. Okay, so my name is Erika Belvin of Boss Bay Digital Lab and Her Digital Empire. Before we get started, do not forget to please subscribe to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Now you can listen to all of our podcast episodes on YouTube as well, and follow us at Boss Bay Digital Lab and at Her Digital Empire. This is our Beauty Biz Breakdown, where I actually go in and interview beauty business owners. So today I'm with Theresa Marie, and just to give you a little info on Theresa, she's a licensed cosmetologist, so super knowledgeable. She specializes in natural hair care and hair restoration, and non-surgical replacements. Okay, so over the last 20 years, she's worked diligently to reach her goals, and she has had relatable challenges such as being a single mom and working as an employee while juggling her business as well. And we've all done that. It's just and it's just crazy that you're doing that by yourself. It's just awesome. She just does it though. No excuses. She presses hard in her career because it's her passion, and she enjoys sharing everything about it with those who are interested in learning and being educated. You don't want to miss this. So for those of you who are just joining in, I am interviewing Theresa. Hello, Theresa.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
And this is Theresa's first live. This is your first live, right?
Yes, it is. I am very excited. So a little nervous, but
Wait, we dropped it.
No problem.
Oh, there we go. We're okay. It fell out. We'll just keep going. I'm not going to look for it after that. It doesn't.
No worries. Oh, no worries. Okay, so let's get into it. So you're a licensed cosmetologist. How long have you been doing that for?
I have been licensed for about 15 years. I started out when I was about 12 years old, working in the salon with my cousin, and just kind of going from there. And then I really found my love for it. I just love doing it. When you see how someone feels after they get their hair done, it's like an amazing feeling for you as a stylist if it's your passion. Now, if it's not your passion and you're just doing it just to make money, then you're not going to feel how I might feel after someone's like, oh my God, I love my hair. They cry, you laugh, whatever. And then it becomes like a part of your family, So over
Absolutely.
The last 15 years, it's been a journey, but it's been rewarding. So
yeah, I can imagine with even my hairstylist, like she's like my therapist.
Right, that's what we are. Like sometimes I feel like clients sit in your chair, you just never know what's gonna come out. You just never know what that person's dealing with. So it's always good to kind of tread softly, get to know them, let them, bring forth whatever information they want to give, because you never know what advice you might give them just sitting there.
Absolutely.
So I get it.
Does that ever stress you out?
Huh?
When somebody comes in and they've just got this whole load to just let off on you, does that ever stress you out, or do you feel like you're just so used to it?
I'm kind of just used to it. I feel like a lot of people call me for stuff, for advice or for some type of guidance or inspiration. So I kind of feel like it's my gift to like listen to people and to offer the best advice that I can without judgment, because sometimes we can offer advice, but it has a lot of judgment in it. And it's like, sometimes people don't need that. They just need someone to listen.
Yes, absolutely. So it's kind of like, in a way, like you're chosen for this, like you're meant for it.
Yeah, you have to find your calling. Sometimes we don't know what our purpose is in life, and we don't know what direction to go in. But once you just kind of figure it out, you're like, okay, I keep doing this, and it becomes repetitive, and then it's just natural. Like, so as soon as it happens, it's just like, oh, this, that. You just kind of give the advice as you just would. It just naturally flows.
Absolutely, yeah. So I mentioned really quickly in the intro, you're juggling so many things. So talk to me more about that, because I have so many followers and listeners who, they are not full time. They are doing 100 things and trying to make this work. Tell me more about that.
So it's about balance. I wasn't always balanced out. I didn't always have everything kind of lined up, but I just figure if I prioritize the best that I can, write things down so I don't forget, because that's a big thing. Like your brain becomes so consumed with trying to remember all of these things, and I have to do this, especially if you're a mom and your kids have activities or they have school. And then right now with the situation that we're in, where you're homeschooling your kids or you're still trying to go to work. So it's just kind of about balance. And you have to iron out what's most important and where you want to get, where you want to go further down the line, whether it's with your business, the company you work for, being an at-home mom. Like, It's kind of, you just have to learn how to balance those things out. And it's kind of tough. Sometimes I don't even know how I do it. Days it's like, I just realized, like, I got 5 hours of sleep. How am I still moving around? Or some days I'm working off 2 hours of sleep. So it's just kind of like, you just have to stay balanced out and make sure that you don't let one thing get ahead of the other.
You're like Wonder Woman.
I like to think so sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. No, give yourself credit, because you're like Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and I juggle. I sometimes put too many irons in the fire, and then I'm sitting in the corner like, okay, well, how do I get out? Like, I put back myself into this corner, but then it's like, okay, you got here, you put yourself here, and now get yourself out.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a challenge.
I can hear that. I understand that. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can relate too, because I'm a mom too. Luckily, I do have my husband. But I mean, especially in California, we're like the most shut down state out of like the majority, like of the states. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's been a freaking nightmare for me, but
I can
only imagine.
I totally can understand.
Yeah.
I totally can understand.
So let's talk about your brand, right? So I did your brand.
Absolutely. Yes, you did.
So I'm familiar with it.
Yes, remember we were here. This is where we started.
That was the start.
Yeah.
But if I have to say anything about you compared to so many, I've worked with so many clients. You just had this vision. So it was like, for me to give you what you needed, anytime I did anything custom with you, it was like I knew exactly what you wanted. And so, for so many people, they don't have that vision. They just want something that works. It's gonna work. Where did you get that vision for your business?
It had been something that I just have been working on for years. And once I got out into the field on my own and started doing clients and seeing the need and like what clients really wanted and what I would want to see as a client or what I would want to see as a customer when I go out into the beauty supply stores or I'm online shopping and looking and stuff like that. So for me, it was one of those things where I had this small vision of just being something great, but didn't know how to get started. So for me, it was just like, you just jump in and you just do it. Like I had my vision, it was like, I didn't really know at first, to be honest with you. I didn't really have a set vision. It was kind of like I had to sit down and learn as I go. So that's kind of where I started at. And then once I started to put more work into it, then the vision for me became, okay, now this is the direction that I want to go into. Now this is what I would like to promote. This is the product I would like to launch. This is what I would like to present for people to know, you know, what this is. So the vision came like after I got started.
Did you take any courses or anything that made you say like, that's what I need to do? That's, you know, the direction I need to take.
No, you know, I just kind of just did some research. I just researched different things that
like
pertain
online?
to what I wanted to do online. I didn't really take very many courses. I worked for several corporate companies. So in that, I kind of gave myself a boost because I learned, you know, that from different companies, okay, this is what I would do if I was in this position, or this is how I would run it if this was mine, you know. So that kind of gave me an outlet to kind of project my vision as well, because it gave me different ideas.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. With all this, did you like choose an ideal client and all of that, or did you just kind of go with what you thought looked pretty and what worked, or like what was your direction? Was that also kind of failing forward?
Not for me. It was that's the beauty of having daughters. Like, my daughter, for like one of my products, which I do have right here, our growth oil, and those who are familiar,
show that off.
It, they know all about it. And you did it. So for me, I'll share this story, and a lot of people that are watching, they may already know. My youngest daughter, she had an issue where her hair fell out in the middle, and I started to, you know, took her to the doctor. They gave her the treatments that they needed. But as a stylist, it's like, it must be something that I can do to help aid this process along the way. So while she's taking the medications, I'm like, okay, cool, that worked. But now we need something else to strengthen this hair back up, grow it back out. So my kids were my first clients. Like, my oldest daughter, like, I started with her, like, learning different regimens and stuff like that. So I tested a lot of my products out on myself and on my children before I even put them out.
Oh,
so
wow.
That was kind of how I came to, let's try this, let's try that.
Do you put that in your story? Because that's like super passionate and like just real.
Yeah,
you totally need that in your story if you haven't.
I haven't giving you that yet. It'll come out maybe if I can get a book out there at some point in life. It'll come out in that.
Yeah, well, or like a video or something that's so passionate.
Yeah,
that's so cool, because I mean, that's you literally giving your, you know, that's a problem that so many people, they can relate to, and and it's like, oh my gosh, you know, you were able to figure it out, and that's why you have this product, and that's why this product works. And you know, because for instance, like with your oil, it's like everybody has an oil, right? Everybody who comes out with something, and it's like I know so many listeners right now are probably also have their own products and stuff, and it's like, what the thing that makes you special? It's like, what sets you apart? And for you, it's that story. Definitely.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes.
And but like I said, all of my products, I have them right here. For those of you who have
show them off right now.
Let's see, we have our black edition right here. I know this is a #1 seller for a lot of my clients because it gives that black tint. I'm actually wearing some right now.
Oh,
Check
nice.
So, and these are all Erika's designs, you guys. Like, she's amazing, like super amazing. I don't know if you guys can see that, but she did all of these.
I love
and she did all of those. So I'm super excited about what we have to come, because there's more to come, you guys. Just stay tuned.
And that's why everybody needs to follow her. So I'll be posting your you know, all your information so they can follow you after this. So since we're talking about labels and stuff, I want to jump into my next question, just like so perfect. So actually, so you did a testimonial for me a while back, and you know, you had talked about how you were just paying all this money for branding and everything, and it just wasn't working out, and you ended up Googling and finding my shop. And, you know, you obviously worked your way up. You didn't start with custom. You started the way I tell everybody to start, which is start with what you can, you know, and you started with a pre-made logo and everything. And you went up to your custom. So, you know, what was the turning point for you? I guess at what point, because I know there's so many people that are like, we're like you, where they are like, man, I am just spending so much on designers and stuff. So like, what made you say, you know what, I got to figure out something?
It just was like, if this is my passion, this is something that I really want to promote, something I really want to launch for the people to know who I am and what I stand for, which I stand for healthy hair. If you've had your hair done by me, if you've had any service by me, you know I like live and stand by having natural, healthy hair. You know, whether you want to keep it short, whether you want to grow it out, as long as it's healthy. So for me, starting out, like I said before in my testimonial, I spent a lot of money. I would say hundreds and hundreds of dollars on logos and things that didn't just kind of fit my need because no one really listened. So the vision that I had, I needed somebody else to see it and to help me execute it. So I had to go through a different avenue, bunch of different channels and things like that. So when I found you, I was like, yes, I found somebody who's actually listening to me, who's actually going to give me what I'm looking for. And that's exactly what you did. So I'm appreciative of Google and you for being on there, because if not, I would have never found you and been able to really get my vision and get it off the ground. So just spending too much money, and your prices were reasonable. You were quick with the customer service was amazing. That was another thing. Like, you were super quick on responding back to me, and you actually helped me with my business, because it showed me, okay, you need to be able to respond to your customers in a timely fashion and give them, the questions, the answers, or, just to be present and let them know, hey, I'm here for you if you need me.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny you say that. That's actually one of the things I like to train on the most, which is answer fast. It's not I understand about personal time, and that's why I have customer service reps now too. I just want to make sure that everybody gets answered quickly, and it's a big part of the journey. So let's talk about Be Slayed more. So, like, what is your overall vision for Be Slayed? And with people following you over this next year in 2021, like, what should they expect?
Sorry, guys, my dog grabbed the AirPod and ran off with it, so he was listening in the corner. That's funny.
You want me to ask you again?
I'm sorry.
No, let me ask you again. Okay.
Go ahead.
So what's your vision for Be Slayed? And, what should followers expect from Be Slayed over like the next year in 2021?
Look for more products. That's the first thing. I'm not going to tell you what. I'm just going to, surprise everyone like I always do, because nobody really knows where I'm going. I kind of just do things. I share my ideas with a few chosen ones, but other than that, absolutely, I don't, tell too much of anything. But however, the goal for Be Slayed is to eventually, I want to open up a place where customers and clients can come and feel comfortable about being educated about their natural hair. Because it's not always about extensions and weaves and braids and things like that. Right. It's about what the hair you have actually growing from your head. This is the crown that you were given, so you want to take care of it. You always want to protect that crown. So I want to open up a place where people can come and just be comfortable, learning about their hair, wanting to take care of their hair, or even just wanting to have the products to know about what to use for their hair. So, and later on, and I want to be able to employ people, because right now with what's going on, there's going to be a lot of room in the next few years for new businesses and growth in your current businesses. Some businesses are going to not survive the pandemic, unfortunately, but those of us who can, it's going to be a time for us to kind of rise and build up.
It's a blessing.
I want to be able to be a part of that. And I want to be able to, like I said, to give jobs to family that need jobs, friends, like those that I can count on, just people in general. And I want everyone to know that Be Slayed is a place of not just beauty, but of comfort. And you can be comfortable being who you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's funny. We both see eye to eye with that, because I actually just employed my first few employees. So I hired my mother in like January. I've hired my brother. I've hired one of my best friends, who's my old boss when I worked at Starbucks as a supervisor. She was my manager. She's my customer service rep right now. And like planning to, we have so many ideas for her. And I'm just like thinking to myself, like, God, I'm so blessed to be able to just help these people. We brought on our first graphic designer this week, and it's like, this is what it's about. It's about, affecting other people in their lives and blessing them too. And so that's just so cool that you said that.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Like I said, like, I've worked for many companies. I've had several different jobs and things like that. But I know for me, and this is one thing that if you want to be your own boss, you have to know this for yourself. You have to know that you're a boss. You have to know that you can carry that weight. You have to really know that that's who you are. Because if you push that to the side and try to ignore it, it's going to keep coming at you and coming at you and coming at you. So no matter what job you go to, no matter where you go work at, your passion is going to find you. And that's what has happened to me. So I've always said, oh, I quit doing hair. And I probably said it recently, oh, I quit. I'm not braiding, which I will be retiring from braiding for those following. However, you know, I still want to be able to stay in the industry. But every time I try to go another way, it's like I come back to doing hair. I have so many different certifications that I went to school for, and every time I'm drawn back into hair because it's right here. It never leaves. It's, you know, it's something that I can always carry with me. So no matter how many other certifications I might have, I'm gonna always do this.
Awesome. Well, so since, you know, you've been doing this for a minute, I mean, and selling products too, you know, for those who are on here listening and who sell their own products and maybe, you know, they are struggling and they're not doing well, do you have any like tips or secrets or anything that you know that maybe could help them, especially in the pandemic right now?
I would just say, just keep grinding, like keep promoting, use social media heavily because it's a platform. And right now, everyone's sitting at home. Everyone's on social media, like scrolling all the time, looking for things to buy. Online purchasing is a really big thing right now because we're all scared. Like, let's be real. I'm terrified. I don't want to get sick. I'm trying to stay away, you know, as far away as I can. But in the same sense, when you have a business, you have to be hungry for it. Again, that turns back into being passionate about what it is that you're promoting or launching or what you want to do. You have to really, really, really like put all into it. And even during these times, I know everybody's like, man, it's so hard right now. I'm not making any money, but you just have to keep going. So for me, I just kept promoting. I didn't know how I was going to make money. Thank God I am employed, so don't think that I just sit home and do slave stuff all day, because I don't. This is an after work thing. However, like, I'm thankful that I can, you know, still go to work and maybe not work on clients, but still have something to kind of help build me up during this time. So if you have a skill, if you have a hustle, right now is the time. If you have something you want to put out, write it down. Like, even if you start now and it's like a 5-year plan. Start writing it down right now, and in 5 years, you can execute that plan within 2 years or 3 years. So for my advice to everyone out there that has a business and you feel like you're struggling and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, just keep going. Don't stop. Because I'm going to tell you what I did. My online store has only been open for a year and some change now, and I quit. Believe it or not, I quit. At the beginning of this pandemic, I literally quit. I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I'm just going to go to work. I'm just going to, you know, just work my job, do what I got to do there, make my money, buy my house, and that's it. But then something just slapped me all in the face one day and said, you know what? Well, you're tripping. Like, you have a gift. You have something that you want to put out. You have something. And if you keep going, so I really had this, I just started over. And Erika can tell you guys, like, we just literally started rebranding. Maybe in the summer. We just started rebranding. And to see myself rebranding and to see how it started coming out and the feedback that I was getting, I was like, okay, let's keep going. So don't stop. You guys, just don't stop. Even in this time, keep going, because somebody sees you. It's somebody out there that needs something that you have. Somebody out there needs a logo. Somebody out there needs a t-shirt print. Somebody out there needs a hair product. It don't matter if everybody's selling the same thing. It doesn't matter. Somebody's gonna need it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of money out there to be made, and there's no reason why we can't make it.
Exactly. And it's funny that you say that. So, like I said, so like a lot of my followers actually all sell very similar products. A lot of people do growth oil, a lot of people do edge control, a lot of people do shampoos and conditioners. And the thing that's going to make you different, just like there's so many graphic designers out there, the thing that's going to make you different, like I was saying earlier, is what's going to set you apart from all of those other people. And it may be your branding, it may not. It may be your your story. Maybe you don't have a story like Theresa. And in my opinion, the thing that, even with the story and everything that has set you apart, Theresa, is your endurance. So you're talking about earlier, something that, maybe people would miss, but I catch this because a lot of people like to say, oh, I quit, right? But the thing is right. you don't actually quit if you get back up eventually. Even if you had that time that you weren't doing it, you still got up and said, I'm going to do this. And, you didn't stop. And that's what keeps you going, and what creates that success is because you're saying, you know what, I'm not done. And right. I don't care what's going on out there. There's always going to be something going on.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep, it's your decision to, and I know so many people too, right now are scared. And like you were saying, they're just scared. And my thing is like, this is the time to get online, because there have been Absolutely. So many more people now online in comparison to, like, let's say 2019. And it's funny, yesterday I even posted a post that said that actually they had stated that statistically the cosmetic beauty industry actually did the same amount as 2019. So it wasn't like people were scared or anything. So the people who kept going were the ones who flourished this Christmas, rather than hiding and waiting. So it's right. funny that you say that. You're just such a testament to that. And so I just wanted to point that out, because it's like there's just so many people who are scared right now and who are accepting their own excuses. And it's just you right. just can't accept your own excuses. But even if you do for a little bit, you can come back.
Yeah. And it's only a little bit. It's only a little bit of, it just takes a little bit of faith. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and I'm big on that. Like, I grew up learning, growing as a small child, that when you have faith, anything is possible. And there's also no reward without a risk. So I know a lot of us out there are scared to take a risk. You might only have, a little bit of money. You might not have any money. But for what you have, go for it. There's a lot of resources out there. Rome wasn't built in a day, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So we can't expect whatever we're trying to build to be built tonight or to be built tomorrow. You're going to have, and they say the first 5 years of your business, you fail. You win and you fail. You know what I mean? There's some ups, there's some downs. And then once you get over that part, you're ready to go. You're unstoppable. But you have to be able to be willing. And I'd say this wholeheartedly. You have to be willing to take those bumps and bruises along the way. It's going to hurt a little bit. It's definitely going to hurt a little bit. You're going to cry some nights. You're going to sweat. You're going to blood, all of that. It's going to cut like a knife. But at the end of it all, once you get past that hurdle, once you get past those fears, because that's what a lot of us have. We have a lot of fear. And it's faith over fear, regardless. Like, exactly. There is no, you can't have faith and then be scared. And I had a really good friend of mine tell me that. And because one day I was just like, I'm nervous. When I'm getting ready to launch all my stuff, it's like I have butterflies, and I'm just like, whoo, I don't know, like, I don't want to do this. I want to back out, But then it's like, no, ma'am, you don't have time to back out. You don't have time to get stagnant. You don't have time to wait around and say, oh, I'm going to wait for this person to do it, or I'm going to wait for this person to tell me if this is okay. Because what you don't need, once you have it here and you have it here, what you don't need is approval. Because you've already given yourself that approval. You've already given yourself that stamp to say, I have the control to do this.
Absolutely.
So
I'm 100, percent. Sorry, I'm back.
Absolutely. Like, there is no gray area.
No. And, it's just crazy, because we're getting all deep in this, and it's so funny. So I always like to point out, that people always say, oh, they'll say these things that sound like it should be on a coffee mug or something, Mm-hmm.
We froze.
Okay. people always say things like, you know, faith over fear and things, and it's like you hear it, you're constantly hearing it, you know, whether you go to church every week or something, and it's like just goes in and out. But really what this is telling you, and I'm talking to everybody here, you know, because obviously Theresa's a testament to this, but you know, it's just action. It's action, and that action actually creates that bravery, right? So it's doing anything the first time or the second time or the third time, you know, every single time it's going to get a little less painful. And if you're staying in action mode and you're staying in what needs to be done, and you're not so focused on results, okay, the results will end up coming if you get that action. And that's exactly what you did. You know, you stayed you stayed in action mode because you know, you said, I'm not stopping, you know. And I want to just touch on this really quick. So like, because there's so many people struggling with the pandemic right now, right? Especially here in California, like I was saying, there's so many rules right now and stuff, and so many people who work in salons, and they can't do that. And, you know, they're even breaking the law, running around and doing things behind closed doors, you know? So you're saying that you had, you know, when you had stopped, in the beginning of the year, obviously there was some struggle there and something that was going on there, you know? So like mentally, what was going on with you? And then at that point, at what point did you say to yourself, you know what, I got to get up. I got to just do it.
Well, you know, I had a break. We all had a little bit of a break. Most of us did. And I had a break where I was home for about 2 months. And I kind of just started like doing different things, right? Just trying to figure out, okay, what can I start next? What can I do next? But then it was like, hold up. You already have something that you started and you quit. You said you was done. So at that moment, I was like, why restart something or start something new when I already have something that I already started? So let me grow from this. Let me continue to push this. Let me continue to hold on to this, because this is my baby. The Be Slay collection, that's something that I started, my brand, my empire. You know, so it's my baby. Why would I throw my baby in the trash? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's like a mother who, you know, kind of maybe just has a baby and can't care for it. And she's like, okay, I have to do this. So I kind of pushed it to the side, you know, and it woke me up when it was like, why start something new when you have something you haven't even finished?
Okay. So for you, it was like, you know, you took some time off and you said, you know what, I've got to get back. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to go back to what I was doing. Right?
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about somebody who just started in the industry, right? Do you have any advice for them, for somebody who's just starting out and maybe wants to get into selling, you know, product designs, not designs, products, and, you know, what you offer as well?
Just stay focused. That's the main thing I could tell you. Don't procrastinate. Stay on keep your foot on your own neck, as I would like to say, because nobody else is going to do it for you, because you have to want to see your own self succeed. So if you have dreams, if you're just starting out, you got your license, right? Have a 5-year plan. So let's say you're 25 right now. So from 20, you know, in 5 years, you're going to be 30. So right now, where you want to be at when you're 30? You know, for me, I started out 20, 21. I'm like, let me write down my 5-year goals. So every year on my birthday, this is really crazy, I sit down and I write out a 5-year plan. If I've already executed something from the 5 years before and that's good to go and it's moving along, now I can start on the next thing that's going to tie into what I'm already doing. So my best advice is to always have a plan, always write it down, because you can always reread what you write. You know, we can always think of things, but we don't always remember them, you know? So it's always good to write them down. Have a separate notebook. You know, if you're out and go and you think of something, you're like, oh, let me put that in my phone, because we all have iPhones or Androids and, you know, 5G or whatever. So we have a notepad somewhere that we can, you know, say, okay, let me jot this down real quick. So always go take extra classes, whether it's online. Sit with like-minded individuals. Talk to people who have been in the industry a long time, who are willing to share their knowledge, because some people are not willing to share their knowledge for whatever reason that might be.
Right.
Like I look at it like, I can't take it to the grave. you know, when I go, it's not going to do any good. So I might as well share it with someone else so that they can share it with someone else. So just stay motivated. Don't procrastinate. Stay on top of your game. Whatever it is you want to do, just write it down. Just follow the goal. Just, you know, because if you get off track, you can always refer back to the goal. So.
It's just so true. That's literally been how I even got to where I was at, was we literally just wrote down goals and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks. And I can't tell you how, I just shocked myself, because I even remember, I'm not even in beauty, I'm in graphic design. And I remember in my first year, my husband being like, well, let's make a goal for 6 figures. And I remember thinking to him, like, that's funny. That would never happen, but we did anyway, just for fun in my head. And I hit it. Yeah. And it was like, oh my God, this is just, oh my gosh, this is so powerful. And it really is, something I do too is I actually write down my goals in a notepad, and I'll do monthly goals too. And I will check to see where I'm at in the middle of the month and see if I'm not working hard enough, and it'll check me so that
absolutely. Like, it's good to always check. And I left that part out. It's good to always check, even though you've written it down for these 5 years. Yeah. But most of the time it may only be 1 or 2 things that you want to do within that 5 years. You don't have, it's like, don't write it all down and then be like, okay, toss it to the side. You're absolutely correct. You should definitely check it, often, to see where you're at and see how many steps ahead that you've gotten. And I think that's what really, really helps. It really, when it all boils down to it, it really helps.
Absolutely.
Being consistent too, as well.
Consistency. That's all it is. That's all it is. Just what can you do today? What can be done? That's really all it is, in my opinion. That's why I say you don't need to start with a crazy custom logo and save up so much money for all that. Do what you can. Right. Now. It's better to just work.
This is where we started, guys.
Exactly. Exactly.
And this is where we finished. And we're not done. We are not done.
Yes. Oh, there's so much more. Oh, see that, guys? So talk to me. So as we close out, tell everybody, our listeners, tell everybody who's listening on the podcast, where can they find you? Because obviously they're going to want to follow your journey now, because they know
you can follow me You can follow me on Instagram. We are the B_Slade_ Collection LLC. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/the B_Slade Collection. If you have any questions, you can always email me at bslade1985@gmail. And you can always DM me on here or message me on Facebook, on Messenger. I am on there. My name on there is Theresa Marie. Our website is bsladecollection.com. Go on there and just kind of sign up for our email list, because there will be updates, new products coming out. For those of you who don't know and haven't seen any on my page, I do have apparel, some merchandise. Right now we have hoodies out with the matching joggers. We have all sizes up from small to 1X, so you can always DM me about those. I need to add them to the website. And also stay tuned, because I just got certified as a business consultant, so I will be promoting that as well, so that I can help others grow on their journey into their businesses. So if you have questions for that, you can even hit me up on the B_Slade DM or email until I get that up and running. That's kind of my next little project. So
you'll be back
that's
on
where you can
find
them. You will be.
We have
more work to do. Once we go into the new year, we are definitely, you're gonna get on your nerves.
I'm all about it, okay?
Yeah, I'm like, I can't wait till we can actually, open up, and maybe, I do see future, broadband, like, debuts where we come out and we have panels of women that can come out and speak to different people, have small conventions and stuff like that. So I definitely see that in our future. We're gonna have to talk about that.
So happy when we can start that up again.
Later.
I know.
But I want to say thank you for this opportunity to actually be on live and actually to tell a little bit about my story and my journey. And thank you to everyone that I invited to watch. Thank you for everyone that follows Erika that is watching. I truly appreciate you guys. I appreciate your support in building my brand, whether you buy something, whether you give me some advice, whether you just are there just rooting me on. Like, I really appreciate each and every one of you guys, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't keep going, because I wouldn't have anybody to give anything to or sell anything to or show anything to. So I really appreciate all of my followers, my customers, clients as well. And it don't stop here, you guys. It does not stop here. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more coming. And I'm just really thankful. I'm really thankful. Thank you again, Erika. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And again, I just wanted to close this out. My name is Erika Belvin with Boss Babe Digital Lab and her digital empire. This will also be posted on our podcast. So I will be posting that as well. So make sure to follow us so that you get the update for that. And do not forget to subscribe to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube. You're going to be on YouTube as well. And don't forget to follow us at Boss Babe Digital Lab and at Her Digital Empire. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Thank you so much, Theresa.
Thank you.
For blessing us with your knowledge today. Yes. All right.
You're welcome.
I will close this out, and have a great rest of your night. And you guys all have a great rest of your night.